Like a little scarecrow with hearts.
Okay. Stop. Hi, my name's Jess. I am the second half of Negotiating Bodies. My research practice is very centered around the themes of accessibility, conviviality, and care. Like Divya, I completed a curating degree at Goldsmiths University. Uh, yeah.
Hi,
We
I'm
can park there
Divya.
for
It's okay. Hi, I'm Divya. I am the first half of Negotiating Bodies. Um, I I have a research and artistic practice that is mainly based in intersectional disability studies. I am very interested in lived experience of disability experiences and such things. Um, yeah, like Jess said, I just finished, well, it's been 7 months. Does it count as just?
Yeah. Yeah, you're still a baby.
Still a
You're a
bit.
baby graduate. Yeah.
I just finished a BA in curating from Goldsmiths. Yeah, and negotiating bodies was like conceptualized in my second year and Jess's third year, I believe.
hmm It was a
What was it?
conversation around a dinner table, if I believe. Like, I'm not, was it around your dinner table?
Oh, that was your third year and my first year.
Yeah. So
It was,
negotiating bodies was sort of born around the dinner table. I was doing my dissertation around what it means to be an anti-ableist curator in a museum. And I knew that this was um, a point of research for Divya. So I reached out and luckily you replied. And then we met at yours, had dinner and spoke about it and recorded our conversation. Then you came around my house and we had mushroom, like a creamy mushroom pasta.
oh yeah, but you know what? We decided that we would go ahead with negotiating bodies while I was still in India, because we like the dissertation interview had happened sometime in like January or February,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came over to yours sometime in June, like when I came back from India.
I remember. Yeah, it was a really beautiful day in Peckham.
It really was. And I took my
Mhm.
creepy pictures of your house. I don't think it's
Yeah, you
gonna
have
work
this
out.
weird thing of taking pictures of my front door, being like, "I see you." Like,
I
go
do
away,
this
you creep.
I do this thing where I take pictures of the doors when I have reached a person's house and just send it to them on their WhatsApp. For me, it's not creepy. It's just like I'm here, but not in a verbal.
Then just knock. Just knock.
I don't like
What is this?
knocking.
Because if for me, I'm imagining you like perched in a tree, binoculars, like looking at me.
Girl, I don't have
But
that much energy. But yes, okay.
that's true. You don't climb in trees.
Negotiating Bodies is a research collective investigating how bodies negotiate with each other within and across intersectionalities, primarily looking at it from the perspective of disabilities. Our research is qualitative, small group research, which focuses on lived experiences.
If you're listening to this and you don't know what intersectional means, the way I sort of define it is a pair of glasses, and one pair of glasses looks at the world and sees all the um, inequalities with disability, and then you change glasses and you see the world through to see all the world's like racism, and then change it and you see all these imperfections, and the intersectional would be wearing all the glasses at the same time and seeing how these, how do you say it, like interact with each other.
Hmm. And that is what we focus on. How do all of them interact with each other, but primarily from the perspective of disability. So, yeah.
What inspired us? So, what inspired negotiating bodies? For me, I was a carer for my grandparents for many, many, many years, and oh, God, you go first. Actually, let me cook. So, what inspired?
Well, I think the conversation that we had during that interview that you like that conversation around the dinner table that we had for your dissertation, it kind of galvanized something because I was working with lived experience of disability. I was sharing my experience of disability. I was making artworks based on my experience of disability. I was doing a lot of research work as well in the field. So for me, there was a practice over there. And when I sat across from you and had that conversation, I realized that that practice could be expanded and become something so much richer. Because I've always craved that richness, but I've just never been able to like access it. But having that conversation with you and seeing the potential of what that conversation could be with other people with the help of like each other, because you bring very specific skill sets and I bring very specific skill sets that are slightly divergent but also very compatible. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's what inspired negotiating bodies for me. It was just like a conversation around a dinner table and I just kept wondering what would it mean if we keep having these conversations around a dinner table and keep adding people and just like keep having these conversations again and again and again with different people. What would that mean? And that's
mm.
essentially I, that's where I was coming from.
I think the beautiful thing about these conversations is even though I don't, mine came from a caring point of view. Having these conversations was allowing me to have a safe space to sort of reflect on my own ability and how effective of a carer can I be if I'm caring for myself, and what does care actually look like. And it was a like became very intersectional very very quickly, speaking to other people and then looking at others and then looking at myself and then reading the theory to go along with it. It was very very exciting.
I do agree with that. I mean, it's very exciting to do this work.
And even though our stories are very very different, they sit perhaps maybe on the two different ends of the spectrum, our wires do cross, and we ended up echoing a lot of each other's points and disagreeing on a few things, but agreeing mainly in quite a lot of it.
Do we have disagreements? I don't remember disagreeing.
I think we've disagreed like once or twice on things. Our intentions and ambitions. So for me, the future of negotiating bodies lies purely in like small community work, very small sample groups, but getting into the nitty-gritty, not being afraid to create a safe space for people to open up and be vulnerable
Mm.
and like reflect on not only others, because disability, the more we host these like workshops and events and talk to the public, the more I realize disability always seems to be a them problem.
Hmm.
And you can sort of just pass it off to somebody else. It's their issue. Well, no, it's all of our issues. Disability, like it's the thing of disability architecture, and doesn't just benefit disabled people. It benefits delivery drivers who have to like pull a wardrobe up a flight of stairs, or elderly people, people who have babies and are pushing pushchairs. It's all of our problems, and we need to stop passing the like quote unquote burden onto other people.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like I have the same vision for negotiating bodies, small scale, community-based work and all of that kind of stuff. But like I also have other ambitions with negotiating bodies, or rather other intentions. Like I
Yeah.
really hope with that we create a different way of paying our contributors, co-producers, co-researchers, all of these people, right? And I really hope that we develop a different way of basically building knowledge and sharing knowledge
Yeah. I
because
see us being a resource for people to refer back to and look at and like see see what the conversation is, what the discourse is about, what people saying, what are we saying, where's the conversation heading, and how can people apply that to their own lives?
yeah, and it's also just like because like our able body, like the four questions we ask, what is an able body? How does it look like? How does it function? Are there things it can and cannot do? Very much came from a place of not objectifying disabled bodies and objectifying this opposite thing that we all are trying to achieve or attain, even disabled people, because there's an inherent joy in ability, inherent like in doing something well and being able to do something. But like why do we
Hmm.
feel that joy, or why are we trained to feel that joy? You know?
Hmm.
And we were coming from there in terms of our research, in terms of our curiosities. And it was very intentional as well because we did not want to be another research collective that goes ahead and objectifies disabled people and that feels extractive
Hmm.
or like you're putting people under a microscope like a bug and like and
Hmm.
that was essentially our intention, and we hope that we were like we were able to create safe places and really interact with people that we have till now, like that workshops we conducted and all of the research work we've done now. I really hope that we've done it in an ethical way because
Yeah.
with all the intention and hopes that we went with, and we tried really hard, but we don't really know because, people might have felt bad after. We don't really know, but
Yeah.
I hope that we always go into a place with like a deep ethics and
Hmm.
we go out of that place keeping that deep ethics as well.
The questions were really chosen like very carefully. We took a lot of time in choosing the four questions that we asked people. We hope was to take away the focus from disability and more about ability and asking people to define what ability looks like. You can't
Mm,
have disability without ability. These two things don't exist in isolation. They're in conversation, and people are very quick to describe and list adjectives for disability, but then asking them to define ability was a little bit more challenging. Able to do what was the question? And so hopefully by not sort of tearing apart disability, we weren't objectifying it. That was our intention behind it anyway, whether
yeah,
or
and
not it translated.
I hope it did because we're going to
I hope
continue
so
asking
too.
these. We're going to continue asking these questions in a lot of different scenarios. Like where this year itself, we're asking these questions in terms of a context of the museum, in the
Yes.
context of the university, hopefully.
Yeah, lecturers, the students, in
Yeah,
different, taking the able body and putting it in different environments. How does it react to its environment, and how do people interact with it? Where it's like limitations, what is expected of it?
yeah.
Because
One
we're
of
all guilty of it, of pushing ourselves and pushing others.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like one of my, I hope that we get to interact with doctors
Yeah.
within this context. Like I really hope we can develop a research project with doctors.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. And the other thing is, oh, this is like a personal hope of mine. I don't think I've told you, Jess, actually. I kind of want us to run a small publishing imprint.
Uh-huh. No, we have spoken about this. We've got,
We have?
yes, we have very briefly, we've touched on it.
But I really do hope that we can like run a very small independent publishing imprint.
Hmm. I want it to be like collate our research and as well as in, support other people in their work. And oh, I'd love for it to be a resource that people can sit down. Oh my goodness, is that Berry?
Yeah,
Hello,
he's
Berry.
sneezing, and I was like, okay, might as well just hold him.
Oh, bless. But we've got a lot of exciting things coming up as well. You can follow us on Instagram at underscore negotiating bodies, where we will post upcoming events. We're also launching our website soon, where we will archive all our other workshops. You can find our zines on there and how to support us too. We have a Substack. Divya, what is our Substack?
Negotiating bodies.
Boom, easy. So give us a follow on there. We'll be hopefully at Tate, late at Tate Britain soon, so you can see us there. You can always email us at negotiatingbodies.work@gmail.com.